guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is the 28th of July, 2019. Is it a what?
Is it already?
It is already. It's almost August. It's a Sunday. Every Sunday, we bring you the latest of European and UK, pretty much just world news. And today, one of the biggest topics that we are going to talk about is the new prime minister. It
really
is
do not like
Theresa
covering
May.
her. I know that Horatio thinks that she's a she does not like Greta.
Horatio does not, right?
Horatio does not. I was trying to come up with a nice way to say it, but he just thinks that she's a pile of poo. So and in her, unfortunately, it's what her parents have done to her. She's supposedly like autistic.
They're calling him the climate kid.
Her.
Or calling her. Oops, that was that was a Freudian slip, I suppose. They're calling this young lady the climate kid who's coming out and making the awfulness of climate change known to the world.
So she's going to go speak, supposedly been invited to speak to the French parliament. And a lot of the French parliament is just not happy to have this Swedish kid come and lecture them, right? So a French philosopher labels climate kid Greta a Swedish cyborg. French philosopher and writer Michael Onfray slammed Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, who is obviously not one of our own, following her recent visit to the French parliament. Oh, she did visit, sorry. Labeling her a cyborg. The philosopher wrote an article about the Swedish teen on his website entitled Greta Science, in which he voraciously attacked Thunberg. The girl has a cyborg face that ignores emotion, no smile, no laugh, no astonishment, no amazement, no pain, no joy. And that's absolutely true.
I know, I've seen her
It's
speak.
really creepy.
It is.
It is not in your
Could you imagine our show without facial expressions of emotion?
It's like it makes me think of these silicone dolls that announce the end of the human and advent of the post-human. It has the face, the age, the sex, the body of a cyborg of the third millennium. Its envelope is neutral. It is unfortunately what mankind is heading to. What soul lives in this body without flesh? It's
she does
hard
look
to
creepy.
know. Yeah. Onfray has also been highly critical of the students who follow Thunberg, and I should say, it's not that she is this way. I believe that she's been brainwashed. Her message is the pile of poop, by the way, and it's been force fed her by her parents.
Sure.
I feel sorry for her. I think that she's abused, and I do believe that it's called a spoiled brat. And when you spoil a child, it is abuse. It is abuse.
I agree with that.
Onfray has been highly critical of the students who follow Thunberg and her weekly protests, calling them a flock of sheep of this generation who believes himself free by bleeding the catechism that adults teach them. Reacting to Thunberg, saying she would stop going to school for a year to continue her climate change activism, Onfray said, "Indeed, why learn things at school when you already know everything about everything?" Onfray also raised his ire against the politicians and others who fawn around this young Swede, saying that the worst thing is adults who enjoy being humiliated by one of their creatures. The philosopher is not the only one in France to speak critically of Thunberg's visit. Several politicians from the Conservative, Republicans, and Marine Le Pen's national rally slammed the invite to fight climate change intellectually. We do not need the apocalyptic gurus. But
I don't think that's spelled right.
it is. Yeah, apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic, yeah.
Apocalyptic gurus, but scientific progress and national political courage. Even people who believe in climate change are like, hello, we don't need this teen coming to lecture us. So there you have that. Remember Lauren Southern's Borderless documentary.
And the drama surrounding it, but we'll leave that to the side.
The documentary was a fair assessment, and they did a good job. I have to say that they did a good job. But what she put together was these NGOs and the people smugglers. And there's a lot of money changing hands.
Right.
So there's a Libyan Coast Guard, which we, as Barack Obama, we went in and destroyed Libya. It's a failed state. They're literally selling slaves on the block as we speak.
Unbelievable.
Thanks to Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton. But a Libyan Coast Guard then claims he saw contacts between smugglers and the NGOs. That's like, hello, like newsflash. Could have told you that, and I'm not even there, right? A commander in the Libyan Coast Guard has claimed to have seen the direct contact between migrant rescue NGO worker working off of the Libyan coast and the people smugglers. A sailor who commands one of the 3 patrol boats donated to Libya by the Italian government said that he has seen direct evidence of smugglers. So the Italian government is saying, hey, help me to patrol. Here's some boats. And he's like, hello, there's these people smugglers, and they're hooking up with these NGOs. And they're using the social media platforms. I've personally seen many contacts on Facebook or on Twitter between the NGOs and smugglers, and I've seen many contacts between them. Describing his own interaction with the migrant rescue NGOs, Mustafa, Lion King's out, by the way. Mustafa. I know, but it just sounded like it. It just sounded like it. I just remember it. I speak with the NGOs. I ask them not to approach to avoid putting migrants' lives at risk, but sometimes they're not listening. They are not listening. They just want to take the migrants. Money, money, money. And this creates a dangerous... These boats are getting money. The smugglers are taking money from the people. Yeah. The smugglers take the cut, and they give money to the NGO boats, and it's how it's all about money.
And then these people who actually were promised that they would be able to go into Europe,
right,
end up in like the worst straits ever, and they didn't know that that was going to happen to them. It's actually pretty... It's sad all around, really, frankly. And Lauren Southern's Borderless exposes that and does a great job of that.
So speaking of the migrants and how like the speech is being curtailed, this documentary by independent filmmaker Michael Hansen, he's a Danish filmmaker about mass migration and Islam in Europe, entitled Killing Europe, has been removed from Amazon from its Prime Video service. Amazon cited quality assurance concerns, despite the fact the documentary had been hosted on the platform since 2017. We're seeing that, like with Paul Joseph Watson. People are going back and saying, you know what? We don't like where this is headed. We see populism rising. We don't want people to know what's going on. We're going to remove it from Amazon Prime, even though obviously a lot of people wanted to watch it. You know the junk that's on Amazon Prime? You know, oh, somehow it has like 4 or 5 stars, and you watch it and you're like, nobody voted on this. This was Chinese bots, because this was the most horrible movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, that happens all the time. It's awful.
I hate, like...
So, but I do want to tell you what you can watch on Amazon Prime, and what you should be watching is Little House on the Prairie. And I'm going to keep plugging that for no reason whatsoever, other than the fact that it makes you feel good. And it will make you a better person.
So, after Breitbart unfortunately covered the new documentary, Killing Free Speech, then Killing Europe was taken off. In its message to Hansen, Amazon said his previous documentary, which is still available on YouTube, does not meet customer content quality expectations. You know what? I've seen a lot of stuff on Amazon Prime, and it is like there's no quality. You give it a 0. So let's see. Let's give us a...
Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman. Sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bit me, heavens why. You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go. And you can still watch it on YouTube. You can still watch it. Migrants brutally beaten by mob, and this is very interesting because the mob actually comes after the migrants who molest underage girls, and so people are rising up. So I wonder who gets punished here. A pair of Moldovan migrants were viciously beaten by a mob at a French outdoor swimming pool after molesting 2 underage girls. The incident occurred around 4 p.m. over the weekend in the French commune of Droville.
Didn't we just cover a story like this last week?
Yeah, they're always, it's summertime, people are swimming, and the migrants are molesting people.
I'm telling you, if you live in Europe, you're not allowed to go swimming. Michelle said so. Just don't do it. It's not safe.
Well, and here's the thing. Profiling, you stay your distance away from other people. I stay my distance.
Go with someone, male.
Assaulting 12 and 15-year-old girls, and the men's in their 30s. Immediately after the assault, one of the girls screamed, alerting other bathers who attempted to attack the 2 men. The father of the young girls also joined in and said to have beaten them both. One of the migrants managed to escape the crowd and the violence and hid, while the other had to be rescued by the pool security. One of them has a head injury, a broken nose, and a wrist, and the other has cracked ribs and a swollen face.
Are you serious?
Abdil Amari, the director of Leisure Center where the attack occurred, said it was the first time this incident has happened in the pool.
A mob of people went and attacked these people, and they ended up with a broken nose and cracked ribs, and they had to be... Okay, well...
This comes after a gang of 50 or so French youths believed to be of North African origin caused chaos we talked about last week at a swimming pool in the German border town of Caen. That same weekend, several other incidents occurred in French pools, including in Indreville, where 3 men in their 20s were said to have sexually assaulted 2 teenage girls while drunk. Earlier this year in Italy, a migrant from Nigeria was also almost lynched by a crowd in Naples after attempting to rape a woman after dragging her into an alley near the city's main train station. So people are like,
they're fed up.
They're fed up. I mean, they're fed up. They're fed up. Say it again. They're fed up.
Well, I'm trying to keep us on YouTube. I'm just saying, let's leave that up for the crowd to decide as to whether it's right or wrong.
Defense, self-defense,
yeah.
And defending yourself and someone else. You need to defend.
If somebody is being attacked,
you need to defend them.
And the crowd goes in to stop the attack.
Defend them best that you can.
Yeah.
Defend them. And this is defense only.
Glad that you guys were here with us today. It was a great show. Good job, Leah. BoJo is prime minister. We'll see how far that does go. I don't know. We're going to see if he can hold up to
we'll see how far that goes. Does BoJo
words.
have the mojo to say no to the EU?
Leah came up with that.
We'll see how far it goes, but I don't know.
All right, you guys, we will see you back here on Tuesday. I'm not sure what time, but we are going to stream the Democrat debates, which I am terribly excited about, on Friday for a weekly roundup. But do you know what's happening on Thursday?
Always has leaders with property.
Do you know what happens
Trump
Thursday?
Rally, Trump rally, Trump rally, Trump rally, going to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Going to Cincinnati.
You say it like it's not that far, like it's far away. Going to Cincinnati for us is literally
coming
like...
to Cincinnati is what I meant. He's coming. We're in
and
Cincinnati.
we're going to go downtown.
This is our town.
But you guys can go to SoundCloud and go to our SoundCloud there. Resistance Chicks Mom Patriot Gallery has been putting it
we
in
talked too much this time.
In the description, so you guys can go and listen to Resistance Chicks music all you would like.
We got to keep it under 2 hours.
You're going to see a lot of us this week, starting on Tuesday for the Democrat debate, and this is my excited face. I'm so stinking excited. All right, we love you. God loves you. God bless. Remember,
it's not just conspiracy theory.
If it's actually the truth.
All right, I got to go.
All right, we love you guys. God bless.
I was cold all alone. No place for home every day. So afraid, but you call my name.